Are you guys looking for reasons to not start a junk removal business? You've done all your research, but you want to know what's the negative Nancy side? Keep watching. What's up, guys? I'm Andrew. I'm a serial entrepreneur, a software engineer, and an ex-junk removal business owner. I started a junk removal business as a stepping stone to return to my passion of technology and apps. I invite you guys to stick around, hang out, follow me on my journey from recently selling my junk removal business to building a billion-dollar home services app to compete with House Call Pro, Jobber, all those guys, called Autopilot, which is coming into beta very soon. All right, guys, if you didn't know, I am hosting a live virtual event the day after Matt and JoJo's big event. If you don't know about Matt and JoJo's event, the Junk Expo, Matt and JoJo are hosting a in-person event in Sonoma County, California. It's gonna be awesome. There's gonna be a lot of speakers. I'm gonna be speaking, Xavier's gonna be speaking, Matt Fitch is gonna be speaking, Denise Sparks. An incredible speaker lineup is gonna be there. I know they are having some giveaways. It's gonna be the biggest junk removal event expo on the West Coast. That event is October 25th, and I hope to see you guys there. Please go get your tickets from Matt and JoJo. Go to their channel. I'll put their phone number right here if you want to get a ticket. I know there's only a few tickets left. It's going to be sold out quick. I think the event can only hold 200 to 250 people. So if you guys want to go to this event, get a hold of Matt and JoJo at this number here. Now, what I really wanted to talk about though is after Matt and JoJo's event, the next day, I am hosting a live virtual event again. If you missed the first one, we had 700 people live. It was incredible. And I announced the software that I'm working on, Autopilot. We are finally going to be launching to the public October 26th. We are doing the live virtual event again. Louis Vandervolk of Blue Crocus Solutions is giving away another $5,000 website. Matt Fitch of Junk Blitz Pro is giving away a $5,000 website. I'm giving away a $10,000 dump trailer and many more things. This is going to be the public launch of Autopilot. I'm gonna have so many more surprises. There's gonna be so much stuff I'm gonna give away. If you guys want to attend the live virtual event, please click the link in the video description to register for the live virtual event. As a side note, if you guys are interested in beta testing, check the video description down below. Beta testing will be going live this summer. Maybe I'll see you at Matt and JoJo's event, October 25th. The following day at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, October 26th, Saturday, is my live virtual event where we're giving away two $5,000 websites with 10 or 15 pages, a $10,000 dump trailer, which I already gave away a dump trailer here. Check it out. You can see I gave away a $10,000 dump trailer already, and I drove it across to Rhode Island. It was insane. If you can't make Matt and JoJo's event, I hope to see you at my live virtual event for the public launch of Autopilot. Guys, if you want to skip all the intro talk, I'm going to talk about my Discord channel, my private community. I'm going to talk about Autopilot. I'm going to talk about my course. You guys can, of course, skip ahead to the meat and potatoes of the video, but I'd really like you guys to listen because I got a lot of goodies. I also started a Discord channel, guys, where you can reach me 24/7. It's a real-time chat application where you can access me. You can talk to me anytime, ask any questions. I live in my Discord channel. There's over 2,000 like-minded people in this Discord channel that you can talk to who are started the junk removal business or they're doing really good in the junk removal business. And most importantly, you guys can actually DM me, direct message me in my Discord channel. So if you guys want access to me, you want to talk to me, it's completely free. Check the video description down below to join my Discord channel. But also, I want you guys to know I have a private community where you can get access to all of my resources, my pricing sheet, check-in, check-out sheet, daily P&L that I just previously did a video on, employee handbook, the software and services that I use, job interview questions, my Craigslist ad posting, 27 company recordings of other junk removal companies and their sales pitch, and then 100 call recordings of my agents. The list goes on and on. This is a free private community, guys. The link is in the video description down below, or it's school.com/junklaunch. We have to talk about the course really quick. I'm not gonna try to sales pitch you too hard, but I want you guys to know I put a lot of work into the course. If you guys need an A to Z guide that covers everything from the legal structure to setting up to hiring employees, setting up call center, running your own ads, all of the marketing. I mean, I go over everything in this course, but here's the crazy fucking kicker right here is you get access to me. You can book as many phone calls as you want throughout the year with me. You can text me, and my course is at extremely low price. I've been running a discount for a while, so if you guys are serious about starting a junk removal business and you want access to me, where you can book phone calls, literally deep dive on any topic you want, and you get 20 hours of content, you get access to everything, check out junklaunchbyjedi.com. There's gonna be more information in the video description below and at the end of the video if you guys are interested in my course. Let's talk about Autopilot. If you are a follower of mine or a subscriber of mine, you know that I've been working on software for a few months now. My software is currently in beta testing. We let 10 people in. If you were not one of those lucky 10 people, please just comment down below, or actually go to the website here, autopilotapp.io, apply for beta. We're gonna be letting in another 90 people in the next few weeks. If you don't know what Autopilot is, I am building software, a FSM, field service management tool, alongside with a CRM, customer relationship management tool, kind of merging the two together to give you the best software to run your home services business. We are tailoring towards junk removal companies first, and I am trying to build the best software in the world. If you want to learn more about the software, please just comment down below or go check out the website and hit apply for beta. And yeah, that is Autopilot. All right, guys, I get this comment a lot on Facebook. I see a lot of people call out YouTubers. I've said this in my other negative videos, but a lot of people say YouTubers only show the bright side and the positive side. They only show, you know, the $1 million. I mean, okay. That's true. We do only show the bright side. I don't want to scare you guys off, but you probably need to know the truth. Let's dive into the truth of reasons to not start a junk removal business. And boy, you know what? I'm gonna shoot you guys straight. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Of course, there are reasons to not do a lot of things, but I know you're probably looking into junk removal and you need to know, what is the downsides? What are the cons? You guys probably have seen the pros. It's easy to do. Anybody can get into it. You can start with a truck. You can't, obviously you won't have a giant dump trailer, but you can make money pretty easily. It's still hard work of running a business and getting the leads and all that stuff, but it's easy. It's a non-skilled trade. You're probably like, what, $1,000 a day, I can make all of this money? Yeah, you can. But you know what? You guys wanted a Negative Nancy video. You're gonna get a fucking Negative Nancy video. I'm gonna give you the positive outlook on how to combat the negative things, the cons. I have 7 cons here that we are going to go over. A lot of these can be applied to any business. You're just gonna be like, that's anything. Bear with me. We're gonna dive deep kind of into these cons. There are a lot of cons in junk removal. You know, a couple of the cons is the reason why I sold. I also made $250,000 each year, and then on the second year, I sold it for $250,000. So you could basically say the second year, I made $500,000, and we're talking profit. So there's clearly pros, but there's a reason why I quit junk removal. You know, it's mostly because I couldn't run 2 businesses and I want to build $1 billion tech company, Autopilot. Thank you to my investors, everybody who's invested. I am going to turn this into $1 billion company, I promise. Without further ado, let's jump into the cons, starting with con number 1, manual labor. This is a con to me. This might not be a con to you. This was something I've talked about in previous videos, kind of like an identity shift, identity crisis, humility that I had to overcome. I thought this was kind of like beneath me in the beginning. I don't want to sound like some entitled, arrogant, too good, cocky person, but I have never done manual labor. I have been an engineer my entire life, programming on computers, fixing computers, working on computers. That's just been my life. I have never built anything with my hands, or I have no calluses. It's embarrassing. I'm honestly hoping I can get some calluses from the gym, and I still don't have calluses. I was on the truck for about 6 months. I got off within 3, but then I had to get back on a couple times. Anyways, manual labor. This is hard work. There are gonna be very easy jobs, a lot of easy jobs. There'll be jobs where it's like 15 minutes, you make $400. Once you start getting multiple jobs, there are gonna be construction debris jobs. You're going to have to go up and down stairs, and there's gonna be really hard areas areas to get into and backyards that are just like really tucked away with narrow entrances, and you got to get all this crap out. You're not going to be able to park close sometimes. You're going to be walking a quarter mile. Okay, maybe not a quarter mile, but a long distance. You have to be okay with manual labor, and you will be on the truck for the first year unless you have like access to capital where you can just immediately start hiring and getting leads from lead sources. You're going to be doing this. That was tough for me. And yeah, I used to skateboard and snowboard back in the day, and I used to go to the gym, but I was not in shape. My back would get sore. At the end of the day, I was done.
We got a bunch of tree trimmings in the backyard. Going good though. Got these on so the sticks don't poke my eyes out. Looking pretty good. But yeah.
I would come home beat, dirty. I'd have to get in the shower because I was so dirty. It was rough for me, it was hard. It was fulfilling in a way though, because I've never done manual labor. Going to the gym is like, it feels good. It's easy. You go stretch your muscles and pump, and you just really burn and stretch out your fucking muscle fibers. And then you go take a rest day, you do a different group the next day, and then your muscles expand and it feels good, and then it hurts to stretch, but it feels good. No, it's not like that. It is not like that. However, let's talk about the positive side of this con. You're getting exercise, it's keeping you active. It has been proven time and time again that an active lifestyle is much healthier and you live longer. You can stretch and you're agile. There are so many cons to this versus having an unactive lifestyle and sitting in front of a computer all day. That's the con, and there's the how I can twist it and, you know, make it good. The second thing, guys, and this is no joke, you're gonna get dirty. You're gonna get super fucking dirty. You're gonna have to jump in trash cans sometimes. You're gonna get dirt all over your face. You're gonna get meth houses, homeless encampments with shit and urine in buckets. You're going to get bed bug jobs. You're gonna see urine and feces everywhere. You're going to get hoarder houses with dead rats and rat shit everywhere. This is going to happen. You are going to get these jobs if you take this. And yeah, you can deny the bed bugs jobs, but you don't, because you can tack on an extra 200 bucks just to take that mattress. I think we've only ever had a couple jobs that my employees were just like, no, we're not doing this. But you're gonna get a lot of jobs that are very dirty. And I think it's cool if you can film it and get these dirty jobs. Ricardo from Junk Guys, I always bring him up because he records everything. He pulls out his camera and just gives no shits at all. If you film these jobs and upload them to YouTube, life-changing. Anyways, number two, you're gonna get dirty. Those are the obvious ones. Let's get into the scary ones, the ones that might deter you from doing this business, the real ones. You make good money in this business, right? But things happen. So you have workers' comp, you have insurance, commercial auto insurance. Some states you get lucky. I've seen on Junk Removal Facebook group, some people are in the 3 to 5% workers' comp, 11% out here in California. Payroll taxes, 12% up to the first $7,000 on that employee, then 7.5% after. Some people are lucky with their dump fees and they're cheap. Some people are lucky with their gas and it's cheaper where you are. And truck maintenance and repairs. So I don't care which way you try to spin it. This is an expensive business to be in. You can keep it not expensive if you're smart in the beginning. It's you on the truck. You don't go all out and start financing shit. You don't pay for Google ads. You don't get workers' comp and payroll taxes because you don't get employees right away. You can make this work, okay? There are ways around the overhead. A lot of people try to avoid truck maintenance and repairs by getting new trucks. I think you don't want to do that in the beginning, because you can get a used truck and make a lot of money before you have to repair it versus a new truck and being stuck to big payments. But once you start getting consistent, you rather get a new truck so you don't have to deal with downtime and repairs and annoying your employees and them not having work. You offset all the maintenance and repairs on a used vehicle with a brand new finance truck and you have that monthly payment. But you don't do that in the beginning. You get a flat tire on the side of the road, you gotta get new tires. I replace tires all the time. I know a lot of people are like me and they're replacing tires every month. Some people are like rarely ever replace their tires. You have AAA, you'll get towed, but the problem is AAA won't tow commercial vehicles, and when you gotta get towed and you got a flat and you can't replace the flat right there because you have a dump truck, might cost you 700 bucks to tow it. You gotta get a different company that can tow commercial vehicles. Overhead is no joke in this business. You make good money, but there is overhead. So general rule of thumb, you pull in 10 grand, and if it's just you in the truck, 50% of it will be expenses. You'll profit the other 50%. So still great margins, but some months are worse than others. You get hit with a maintenance bill, you get hit with a broken transmission that you got to repair, 2 flat tires that month. You never know in this business. Commercial auto insurance is expensive, and workers' comp could be expensive where you're at. And workers' comp and payroll taxes don't matter until you actually get your first full-time employee. There's no positive to overhead, but I'll tell you this, there's overhead in every business. It's kind of like sometimes it seems unnecessarily expensive for workers' comp and insurance. Like, I get it. They treat us like we're doing something very dangerous, and it's just frustrating. But like I said, every business has expenses. There's no way around it, but I just wanted to bring up how it works with us in the junk removal business. That's number 3, guys. Number 4, this is a non-repeat business unless you watch my previous commercial leads video and you go after commercial from day 1. Scrape software, show your face. By the end of the year, I want you to hit 3,000 businesses of repeat type style businesses. So storage units, apartment complexes, property managers. But this is really a non-repeat business. This is something I want to talk about for a second because it's quite frustrating when people are like, oh, competition doesn't matter. Restaurants are competitive. Any business we get into, Amazon FBA, digital marketing, SMMA, or any home service business, anything is going to be competitive. The difference is when people try to say it doesn't matter the competition or whatever, goes back to basic economics, supply and demand. The demand for junk removal, you cannot compare to the demand for food. The restaurant business is competitive. Yeah, if you try to start a restaurant, there's 8,000 restaurants, but let me tell you something, all 11 million people need to eat 3 times a day. Fine, some eat 2, some eat 1, some people fast, which I'm gonna fast, Dave. My man with Junk MD, I'm going to start fasting. Off topic. You can't compare the two because junk removal, at the end of the day, I don't care what you say, you know, some customers will repeat, some. Not every customer needs junk removal and they only need it 1 time. This is the biggest turnoff to me in this business, is the non-repeat customers. Now, can you start a text messaging campaign and retarget your customers at the end of the year and some of them will repurchase? Absolutely. But I want you to think about restaurants. You eat all the time, and cleaning, you need your house cleaned every 2 weeks, depending on what kind of family you are and how much money you have, but it is a repeat business. Landscaping and mowing, repeat. Commercial buildings need power washing all the time. They need to keep their buildings clean. It's probably not once a month, it's probably once every 6 months. I don't know, I don't do power washing, I could be completely wrong, but I know where I live, they power wash every month. And you could say the same with moving companies. Los Angeles County is 11 million people. You can damn near be sure that people are gonna be moving constantly forever and ever. But those same 11 million people, not all 11 million people are aware of junk removal, need junk removal, and if they do junk removal, it's 1 time. That is the problem when it comes to junk removal, is when more supply comes in, the demand is staying the same. You could argue we're making more people aware of junk removal. Not everybody even knows that you can Google junk removal. If you go downstairs and I were to survey 10 people and ask them if they've ever hired a junk removal company or used one or no, probably gonna be most of them not knowing. There's still a big awareness issue, but I think the supply is outgrowing the current demand. The only brand that customers are aware of that makes them think junk is 1-800-GOT-JUNK. And really think about that. And that's another reason, a completely off topic. I'll do another video about why don't ever buy into a franchise ever unless it's got junk. You have to do the same amount of work to get leads because you're not going to get leads from the brand. You start a McDonald's or a Chick-fil-A or a something, you are guaranteed a certain amount of traffic because people just know the brand. Nobody knows junk removal brands. There's not one fucking brand. Go downstairs and talk to 100 people right now and say, have you heard of Junk King or College Hunks or 800-GOT-JUNK? I promise you, 99 of the 100 will have only heard of 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Maybe 95 out of the 100, maybe 5 people will heard of College Hunks or Junk King. We think they're big brands because they're nationwide, but they're still not known like 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Tangent over is there is no repeat in this business, and that makes it frustrating because you're constantly needing new leads and you're building up a big customer database, which is great. You can remarket to them later, but here's the solution. You need to focus on getting commercial because commercial Rentals repeat. Apartment complexes will always have cleanouts and evictions. Storage units will always have cleanouts and evictions. Maybe not hotels as much, but hotels do need cleanouts as well. They get rid of mattresses, they get rid of furniture, they upgrade, not as often. Assisted living facilities, nursing homes, and stuff like that, guys. So focus on that. That'll help you, get more repeat business from the commercial side of things, but also to combat the problem of needing new customers, because you're not gonna get repeat business. You're not a cleaning company. You're not a mowing and landscaping company. How do you solve this problem? Well, it's having a multitude of lead sources and expanding your radius if you're not in a big city like I am. Continuous lead sources are what I like to call the rivers: Facebook, Yelp, and Google. But you can also put in Thumbtack in there, and obviously you're gonna have your Google Maps listing and doing SEO. You're gonna rank for different keywords. The point is you need continuous lead sources. You need to make sure you get them from everywhere: offline marketing, online marketing. That's how you combat the non-repeat. You need to grow your customer database and remarket to them so you can get repeat business out of your non-repeat customers, if that makes sense, because you can get them to repeat if you make them aware of you and remind them that you're in existence. I did quarterly, so you can do quarterly as well, but it's up to you how frequently you want to hit up your customers via text message campaigns and email campaigns. And that's how you combat non-repeat. It's no secret that us YouTubers are saturating the industry with new YouTubers popping up every single day, talking about their journey and how to start a junk removal business. And then you have a lot of YouTubers who are growing. There's a couple YouTubers who just like flew past, and they seem like great people. And I'm gonna try to interview them on my channel soon, but check out this channel, Josh and Avery. I think a couple of their videos got 100,000 views, 150, 130,000. I mean, if you take all their most popular videos that they posted within the last year, it's like 500,000. YouTube just blasted them onto the YouTube algorithm, and they're now at 29,000 followers. Matt and JoJo just hit 30,000, and they've been on YouTube for the last 4 or 5 years. These kids are killing it, Josh and Avery, and they seem very sweet and very awesome. The point what I'm getting is Josh and Avery, Matt and JoJo, me, Ricardo, Steezy, all of us YouTubers collectively, that's like 100,000 subscribers and millions of views, teaching people how to do junk removal. Let's not beat around the bush, guys. I am pro YouTube, I am pro education. I am good friends with Matt and JoJo, I am good friends with Steezy, I am good friends with Ricardo, I am friends with everybody. But I like to be honest. We are making it more competitive. If we weren't here, if you were to just erase the 10 million views across all of our videos, I could almost certainly guarantee you things would be much different right now. Competition, I've said this a lot. We are a non-repeat business. It's a little bit different. You can't compare the two. So when more supply comes in and the demand stays the same, we have an issue. Less leads for all of us. This is not like food. This is a once a year thing that people need, maybe once every 2 years. If you were to average it out, you have some clients who will use you a couple times, you have more clients who will use you one time, yada, yada, yada. How do you combat competition? There are countless ways you can do better than your competitors. Starting a business is hard, yes it is, but if you really want to succeed, you just gotta put in 16 hours a day for 1 year and you'll succeed, that's it. There's no magic secret sauce. I mean, obviously on my videos, I give you all the secrets and tips, but you got to apply them. If you do everything that I tell you, you build 100 pages for SEO, you do some SEO, you run Google ads, you maximize your Google My Business page, you do YouTube SEO, you go out and do in-person sales, you put out hundreds of yard signs a month, you do your door hangers, you're gonna get noticed and you're gonna build a brand, especially if you wrap your truck or get big ass decals and really stand out. Check out this wrap here by Carson from Junk Guys Nashville. Look at his box truck here. That stands out. And that is the first thing you need to do is wrap your vehicle. Stand out above the crowd, even if I gotta shout out loud. If you don't know that song, Stand Out by Goofy Movie, go watch that movie. That'll inspire you. Employees is difficult in any business. I gotta pick my words carefully because I'm trying to say this in a respectful way. When I ran my software company before Autopilot. I was building a fitness app. I had Summer Rae as one of our models, and she had a booty program. With me and my business partner, it was 10 of us total, so we had 8 employees. Programmers are expensive. You know, a good programmer starts at 150 grand a year. You get a senior engineer who is a genius. You're paying $250,000 a year for this guy to come sit on a computer and write code. When you fire these people, they leave respectfully. I can't say at all. Shit happens. Exceptions do not make the rule. But generally speaking, I didn't have any HR issues. Point is employees were a lot easier to deal with the higher you seem to pay them. They don't want to ruin a relationship with you, a potential them coming back to you, or you recommending them, or maybe they need you as a referral. Unfortunately, guys, I gotta say this, we do hire closer to minimum wage, but the tips puts them above minimum wage. I was paying at 20 bucks an hour for the lead, and then the passenger's getting minimum wage 17. We're essentially paying them minimum wage. And it sucks because that's just what it is. We don't make enough margins on top of payroll tax and workers' comp to justify paying them more, even though we wish we could. Now, after tips, they're sitting around 25 bucks an hour. Some days 30 bucks an hour. You know, if you got the Clover machine, they're making good money. But the fact remains, their base pay is close to minimum wage. What I've noticed when you hire in the manual labor space, and why I said I want to be sensitive to this, is because I just want to be careful of what I'm saying. Hiring $150,000 engineers and then hiring minimum wage, there is a big gap in respect. Either because they don't care, you're just another minimum wage employer, on to the next. But I've had great employees. I'm not going to say this about everybody, but what I'm saying is the generalization of what I've noticed and the discrepancies between high paid and lower paid is you get a lot of retaliation, anger. I just got a lot more headaches dealing with minimum wage. We're all equal in this world, so I'm not trying to say one is better than the other, this person's higher paid. It's the way the world is. The manual labor is minimum wage, unfortunately, unless you're like in a union or you're in a skilled trade, like you're building houses, I don't know. You know, I'm talking to a lot of business owners who are doing well, doing really good, and it's the same across the board. Employees are very difficult when you're trying to hire somebody in manual labor closer to the minimum wage. How do we combat this? It's the classic cliche saying, hire slow, fire fast. And make sure you hire appropriately and you do everything by the book. You get a workers' comp, employee handbook, employee applications where you get all of their information. You hire them properly. Hire slow means interview, interview, interview. Test them for a day, fill them out. You know, you took your time hiring them. If there's one mess up, there's no second chances with me. We're talking like something bad. If you see a personality slip of something that happened where you're like, oh, that is who that person is, cut them immediately. No exceptions. Now, if we're talking about they're late, they lost a tool, however, if they lose tools a couple times, they're gonna continue to lose tools. It happened with one of my employees. He was great, but he just kept losing shit, or he was still in it. I don't know. But personality slips is what I'm talking about, where you see like their true colors. That's where I don't let shit slide. And I'm talking about one time somebody was upset that I did payroll at 7 p.m. rather than earlier when I usually do it at like 4 p.m. And he said, are you always gonna be this late, dude? He's like, this isn't respectful. Like, you just paid me. And I'm talking, I paid payroll 3 hours late. Sure, okay, my bad. You guys can be upset with me in the comments. You can be like, Andrew, you know, they work for you. You got to do payroll on time. Yeah, I get it. He could have approached it differently. Anyways, that's just an example that just came to mind that I wanted to mention. So to combat the employees is you will find good people, I promise. You have to kiss a lot of frogs until you meet your prince or something, and you will have to kiss 10 of them. You'll fire a few, fire 10 of them. I don't know, you will find them eventually. And just keep building that team, keep putting those ads out on Craigslist, Indeed, ZipRecruiter. You'll build your team. These last two are one of the reasons why I got out of this business, besides not having the mental capacity to run 2 startups. We're not really a startup. Startups actually have a completely different definition. Startups are not the same as a small business. These home service businesses we're starting are not startups, they're small businesses. If you guys want to learn more about startups or small businesses, comment that down below. It was impossible for me to run a startup and a small business at the same time. So what we're gonna talk about next is number 7 and 8. We'll start with number 7, credit. I was gonna say it doesn't really matter till later, but it does matter in the beginning because it depends on when you decide to finance a truck or finance a trailer, what kind of payments are you gonna get? Are you gonna be able to get approved? I struggled with that in the beginning too. We used my girl's credit to finance the F-150. She was in the low 600s at the time. Her credit's much better now. And we had like a, I don't know, 17% interest rate. We got approved, but at a shitty interest rate, higher monthly payments. Here's where things got difficult when you try to scale. So I'm gonna talk about credit, number 7, and the next one also, we'll get to in a minute, is also gonna be about trying to scale. These really hurt me when trying to scale. When you get off the truck, you need to have a credit card on the truck. Fuel cards, couldn't get approved for fuel cards, couldn't get approved for credit cards, so I had to do a secured credit card, which is annoying because you got to put cash down. And if you want a $1,000 limit, you put $1,000. You want a $5,000 limit, you put $5,000 down. And if I live in LA, gas is $6 a gallon. Dump fees are expensive. I'm spending $500 a day on dump fees and gas because we go to the dump couple times, we fill up every morning $100, and then sometimes, depending on how much we're driving, we fill up again $100. So gas is anywhere from 100 to 200 a day, depending on how much driving, how many jobs. And then if we go to the landfill once or twice, usually like 2 times, a transfer station in LA, I think it's like 110 a ton. Usually we're at like a ton and a half or something like that, but it's $130, $150, and we go twice a day. You know, we've done 3 jobs, 3 decent sized jobs, filled up the truck, dump. We're spending this cash, right? And they're using the Clover credit card machine. So money's coming into my credit card. Yes, it goes back into the bank, but I'm still fronting cash for the foreseeable day or two. I had low limit credit cards. I couldn't figure a way around this. I finally did find a solution, but it was a pain in the ass. I ended up using Ramp, and you have to have a certain amount of money in your bank account to get approved. And there's still limits with this. If your bank account goes too low, they drop your fucking limit. So when I launched the second truck, I needed 2 fucking credit cards. So here I am with a low limit credit card under my personal name, which is commingling expenses, and your bookkeeping gets whack as fuck. You pierce the corporate veil. Not having good credit makes it really hard because I needed a $5,000 credit limit or more so that they can just run it for the entire month. And I don't have to keep fronting dump fees and gas. And when they go to the AutoZone to do something, or they have to go replace a tire, really hard to not have a business credit card. I finally did do a business credit card, secured Wells Fargo credit card, which I put $2,000 down, and I had one $2,000 card on the truck, but they would hit that $2,000 in 3 days and I'd have to pay it down. And sometimes when things weren't going smooth, I'd have to cash app them money. Can you see how messy this gets? This makes your books messy. This makes your business messy. And I'm gonna talk about building a sellable asset and how to build a business that runs smoothly with clean books, good taxes, running your business properly so that you build a sellable asset. If you want more info on that, guys, too, type in the comments down below, sellable asset, and I will teach you guys what I've learned. But as you can see, credit really limited me just right there. I could not get approved for a new dump truck no matter what I did. I'm not trying to get a used truck anymore because now I'm scaling, I'm growing. I need new trucks because I was gonna give my employees the new truck, take the used truck to the new location, launch Orange County, but I couldn't do it. I was limited by my credit. How do you combat that? Start working on your credit now. I've actually got some insane news. I found somebody who actually repaired my credit. I found the golden fucking goose. Took him 4 months. Just as of last month, my credit is finally creeping up, which is incredible. And if you guys want that information, type in credit down in the comments below, reach out to me. But point being, credit was really making me suffer. This is, like I said, related to scaling as well, and that is capital. If you want to build this into a multi-million-dollar operation, which is what most people that I talk to want to do, they hear this and they're like, oh, I'm gonna get to 5 trucks, 10 trucks. Great, you need good credit, you need capital. All the money you make in junk removal, don't spend any of it because you're gonna need a lot of it if you're gonna grow this supposed $1 million empire. So you make $500,000, and after expenses, you profit $200,000, but you still gotta pay the state and Uncle Sam, right? So that $200,000 then turns into, to keep it simple, 50%, guys, just to keep it simple. I know it's less, but it's damn near fucking close, right? You play the deduction game as much as you can, and you deduct everything you can. You pay the $100,000, 50% in taxes, you're now left with $100,000. You use all $100,000 to survive. You can't do that. if you're going to scale this business, you need capital, you need money. So you need to live below your means. You know, there's a lot of guys in junk removal, they get to a level of where they're comfortable, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. That's the reality of it, guys, is if you're going to build an empire, you need to save, stack, grow, do everything you possibly can, because you're gonna need that capital, and you're gonna need good credit to grow this business. Otherwise, you will plateau and flatline and stay right where you are for the rest of your life. Capital is another reason that makes it difficult to scale. Now, you don't really need that much capital to start, because you could just start with the pickup truck you already have and get a $1,000 utility trailer. Shit, start without the utility trailer, stack up 2,000 bucks, go get a utility trailer. Take the utility trailer, go stack up $10,000, sell the utility trailer for 1,000, and then go finance a dump trailer for 150 bucks a month because you got 9,000 cash in your bank now, or whatever. So it's not hard to go up in stages and increments. But anyways, guys, those are the 8 reasons that make junk removal a difficult business to not start. I try to give you kind of like a little pro or something in there to not make this a complete negative Nancy video. If you guys like videos like this and you want more videos on the negative side, or you know, the other side than the whole like unicorns and rainbows side, let me know. I'll do more videos like this. I don't mind being negative Nancy every once in a while. Anyways, guys, I leave you with this. Success is often covered in dirt, but so was gold at one point. Toodles. Whoopsh.
Let's tell you my story real quick. I've always been a software engineer my entire life. I started programming when I was 10 years old, but I started with HTML on AOL 3.0, and they would teach you basic HTML tags. So I was learning this shit at 10 or 11 years old. Then I just slowly progressed and started building more websites, learning PHP, learning databases like MySQL and all that stuff. The last app that I was working on was a travel app. I raised $150,000 from investors, and that was actually right before COVID hit. It was a travel app meant to travel with friends across the world, the globe, and they didn't even want you to hang out with your family. I kept telling the investors, it's gotta go away someday. I have the app semi-ready to go. You know, we wanted to start doing beta testing, but nobody wanted to fly, let alone pay for this new experimental travel app that I was trying to show to the world. Me and my lady had our second kid, newborn, and we're burning down to our last few $1,000s. And it's getting to a point where I'm like, we need money now. So one of my friends I was talking to, he's like, dude, I used to do junk removal. I looked into it, I Googled it, I found Sonoma Strong, $1,000 a day, Steve Conroy, $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day, and I was like, $1,000 a day. Started with Thumbtack, started with Craigslist, got to Google Ads probably by month 1 or like the end of month 1, month 2, I think. Went from 200 a day to 500 a day to 1,000 a day. From there, it's just been incredible.
This is a great industry. If you're stuck and you need to figure out how to make some extra money, you can grow this into a very profitable business. You can do very well for yourself. I'm doing very well for myself. It takes a lot of work outside of the labor part, the marketing part, the hiring part. Everything is hard. It has potential. It is a very easy-ish, predictable path to make money.
The service industry is so much easier to get into because it requires just your time, and everybody's gonna need this service, okay? You trade your time for money. It doesn't matter if it's landscaping, moving, junk removal. There are so many home services that you can get into that don't require a skill. People need this home service. So getting into the services business is a very safe, predictable, slow growth path, but very doable. That is the beautiful thing about junk removal.
So guys, if you want to check out the course and you want your A to Z on how to build a junk removal business, check it out in the link below.